Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and today we're going to take a look at a inexpensive budget system builder's power supply, the Be Quiet System Power 8, 400 watt. Okay, so it's currently March 2018, and at the moment PC prices are astronomical, everything's through the roof. RAM prices, CPU prices are not too bad. GPU prices are absolutely mental. So if you're a system builder or just building a PC as part of a refresh, then you're trying to save as much money as you possibly can so you can afford those higher value items. So one way of saving money is to go for a slightly more inexpensive power supply. Now this particular power supply is a 400 watt power supply from the company Be Quiet, which is a German company and very well reviewed, very well liked within the industry. Now these aren't the most expensive power supplies you can get, but again they're not the sort of horrible, cheap and nasty ones which are likely to burn or catch fire the moment you turn them on. So let's have a look at this power supply in closer detail and see what we actually get for our money. Talking of money, this is retailing in the UK at the moment anywhere between £35 and £40. I was lucky, I picked this up as an Amazon warehouse deal for £27, so this was really a bargain for that sort of money. So let's have a look inside the box and see what we get. So this power supply was bought with a specific goal in mind. I'm currently in the process of building a Ryzen 2200G sort of entry-level gaming system, and I'm trying to do it on a budget, so this seems to fit the bill. Now the case I'm using is the Cooler Master Q300, which has a side panel window, so everything inside the case needs to look pretty good. I saw this power supply, I noticed that the cables are all nice and black and also have sleeving on them, so there's no horrible sort of ketchup and mustard cabling to take away from the build quality or the aesthetics of the build. So first of all, we get a UK power plug, which is handy because we're in the UK, so that's all good. Get a little bag full of screws for attaching the power supply to the chassis. Now, it's got a nice box, you've got all the details on there. Tells you things such as the power connections, etc., and what connectors are actually on the PSU, which again is an important thing, especially in this price point. If you're trying to build a system but you want a bit of future proofing, so you need those extra PCIe connectors for your graphics card, the 8-pin ones or the 6-pin ones. This one actually comes with a dual 8 or 6-pin connector, so it'll cater for pretty much most graphics cards. Although SLI or multi-card setups with a 400 watt power supply probably isn't such a great idea, so you might want to up the voltage if that's what you're planning on doing. So the power supply itself comes with a Be Quiet 120mm very quiet fan, and that is thermally controlled, so if there's not a lot of heat then the fan is going to be quite slow. Obviously as the heat ramps up with the temperature in the case, the fan will speed up to try and exhaust some of that hot air, so that's a good thing. Now, there's a lot of cables here. Unfortunately, at this price, it's not a modular design, so all the cables are captive cables. But hopefully in the case that we've got, then we can hide most of these cables out of the way. And again, because they're black cables with black sleeving, they should disappear into the background quite nicely. Let's look at the cables and what cables we get. So first of all, you get your main motherboard power, which is a 20 or 24 pin with a split, so you can hook that together. That will fit pretty much any motherboard made in the last 20 years. So next connection of interest is the P4 or P8 connector. So this is your supplementary CPU or APU power connection. You've got the choice of using either the 4-pin or the 8-pin if your motherboard requires it. Next on the list we've got our dual PCIe Express connector. Again, 6-pin or 8-pin, and you can just push those together depending on what your needs are. And like I said, you get 2 of those connections. So powering a graphics card such as a older GTX 770 with the 2 8-pin connectors isn't going to be a problem. And likewise, using a modern sort of RX 480, something along those lines, you can use the 6-pin or 8-pin power as necessary. Next one along is the peripheral connectors. So this is 2 SATA connectors and a traditional 4-pin Molex on the end. And the next one is a slightly longer one, which has 3 additional SATA connectors, and again your 4-pin Molex connector for accessories like fans, fan controllers, that kind of thing. So that's all the connections taken care of. Let's have a look at some of the specs on the side of the unit. So again, this is the Be Quiet System Power 8. This is model number S8 400 watts, also known in some instances as the BN240. Why, I don't know, but there you go. So peak continuous power, 400 watts, and on the 12 volt rails, you're looking at 32 amps combined. Now the two 12 volt rails are split, so you've got 22 amps on one rail, 18 amps on the other. All of this is suitable for 200 or 240 volts AC. Okay, so this has been the Be Quiet System Power 8 400 watt power supply. If you want to see how this does in the new system build, then click on the subscribe button to keep up to date with the latest videos. But in the meantime, I've been Mike, this is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and this has been the Be Quiet System Power 8. Thanks for watching.